the allocation from the government isn't enough as it is, and then it's been diverted. It doesn't even make sense. So some of the key challenges for education in Nigeria is poor infrastructure, teachers not getting paid enough. So he said the Senate needs to enact a law to penalize governments that are doing this, and he's concerned for the youth who then don't get into university because the infrastructure doesn't exist to accommodate the applicants that
Who has ever visited the Ministry of Education? Who has ever visited the Ministry of Education?
Talking. She was calm. She was relaxed, like she was unperturbed. Okay? But if somebody tells me that you have committed a crime,
the very eloquent and beautiful Isi Bakome Fodele. Ways has had a lot of wonderful anchors over 4 years. Isi is the oldest on the team, and she was actually on set on the very first episode, and Isi joins us now via Zoom. Hi, Isi. Hi, Isi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Happy birthday. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can. We're so excited to have you on set today. I was just saying how you were on the very, very first episode of Ways, and we'd like to just hear about your experience, what it's been like, and what your goodwill message is for the show on our 4th anniversary.
If I had to say what I've been through on the show, I have a lot to say, but I would work through a few things that we've gone through with Osayiwa Me as a team. We've grown tremendously. I can't say how far we have come. When we started, we went through the auditions. We went to different channels for audition, and we ended up in Plus TV Africa. So it has been one challenge after the other, but we have been able to pull through all of these challenges. If not for the tenacity and doggedness of Osayiwa Me and the ladies of Ways, I don't think we'll be standing here celebrating Ways at 4. So it has been a long journey for us. It's been fun. At the same time, we've experienced growth. At the same time, we are looking forward to a better future for Ways, where all the ladies in Ways will grow, and Ways as a brand will grow better than what it is today.
Absolutely. I love that you touched on the determination, the doggedness, and I'm certainly looking forward to hearing from Owa, because you summed it up real good. To make it through 4 years, it's definitely been amazing. Like I said, over the 4 years, we've had a whole bunch of different anchors. So we started with the old, and now we're moving to one of the new but older members of the team.
See, love we walk, but you see, laws we also walk. Yeah. If I take you to jail and you see somebody say go jail.
Are you going to raise a petition?
We've raised petition tirelessly now. Continue. Take your message. Don't face me this night. It's not me. I'm not the cause of your problem.
Okay. Hi, ladies. With the precedent set last Saturday, the ruling government has lost the effrontery to correct any ills in the society because they allowed impunity to fester to the point of depriving the citizens of their legitimate right to vote. They lost any shade of authority to correct anyone for wrongdoing, and that is tantamount to anarchy.
Absolutely.
How ridiculous can we be as a people? Sorry, how ridiculous can we as a people reject this?
So NJ is with us here in studio today, the lady of the many glasses and the many hairstyles, and a very distinct voice, if I will add that as well. What's your journey been like on Ways? How long has it been?
I think maybe a year thereabout. Yeah. But I know I've been on
guest a couple of times.
I guessed a couple of times,
Yeah.
and I have worked with Uwa on some other projects before now. Even so it's been a lovely experience, and I think I would say when I reflect, it's been a while, and a lot has happened within that time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to build relationships, mixed with other old and new anchors. So it's I've never done this before, even though it was what I studied. I studied mass communication.
Oh, really?
But I never really thought I would find myself behind the screen in any form. I always hid behind the camera. So, but the first time I was a guest on the show, I just told myself, I said, okay, now this is a different way you can be in front of the camera, because there's something, being able to provide solutions to people's problems, and give out the right information per time. It's very helpful to other people, and it's kind of like a responsibility, and it's something that I do in my daily life and in my normal 9-to-5 job. So doing it on screen, the only difference was that, and the part that I love is that I get to look at a screen and no one is looking back at me. So I'm not speaking to an audience, I'm speaking to an invisible audience. So it makes it easier to deal with. You don't have to think about people's reactions and stuff like that. But I have noticed also that over the years, it has greatly helped to even improve my daily life. So speaking now is easier and is more fluent. I was saying that last week I had a couple of conferences that I had to attend with my boss, and he threw me under the bus and just told me, go up there, you're going to do introduction, and I thought it was just a normal introduction until I saw what I was going to do or what I was supposed to say. And for some reason, with everyone, all my team members shaking for me, to an extent, I kind of just told myself, you've done this and you've been doing this for the last couple of months, so just act like you're talking to that camera and then just say what you have to say. And I wrote down a couple of things and said it, and at the end of the day, he was very excited that I was able to take up that challenge. So it generally improves you, and there's a lot of personal development therein, and there's a lot to learn, there's a lot of information, and being able to have that information and be able to inform other people. So because you have to do some research, so you have to have information, you can't give what you don't have. So it makes you do certain things in yourself that helps to improve you as an individual, and thereby giving back to our viewers and all those out there. So I would love to say, even as the journey continues, we will continue to improve and get better. Happy 4th birthday. And we hope that we'll continue to get bigger as a group and better even as a show. Happy birthday, Will.
Thank you so much, NJ. The next anchor / do everything person has a very interesting journey on Ways.
I had like menstrual issues, and then it was really hard for me to even be able to track or to understand what was going on. And then I realized, enough is enough. I can't leave this to myself. So I saw the app, and some of them were asking for money, some of them were saving. So it kind of discourages you for a bit. But ever since, that's 2 years ago, ever since I've been using the app, I don't even stress. Sometimes I don't even remember my period. But it's like the moment I check the app, that's when I'm like, it's supposed to be tomorrow. Why did I check? But then it doesn't mean they do not need that information. Right. They do not need to have a limit, because you find out that most people that don't have access to these things, when they start to get to a certain age.
So I take some small pride in this particular young lady's journey on Ways, but I'll let someone else share her story.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy birthday, Ways. I've been on Ways for 2 years now, and it feels longer. And I think my favorite thing about Ways is just watching everyone grow. I used to feel like, I'm young, I have energy, but then I'm with these older people that keep like surpassing expectations back to back to back. I'm like, I have to double up. I have to double up. And then, I mean, just a couple of months ago, we had the Gen Z takeover. And I realized that even the generation coming, they know what they're doing, they know what they're saying. I was like, I have to double up. Yeah. So I think my journey so far on Ways has been one of growth, continuously redefining myself. I mean, look at me, I'm in front of the camera, I'm usually behind the camera. Right now, I'm in front of and behind the camera all at once. And I mean, who would have thought I would have been able to do that?
She's got magical powers, folks. I mean, it is a fantastic story, from intern to do everything, fix everything, to producer extraordinaire. It's been definitely an amazing 2 years having you on the show.
Thank you. It's been amazing being here.
So I think we have another clip coming, and this one is my favorite. Yes, I'm biased. Thank you. Is a program set up by the Nigerian government during the military regime to involve Nigerian graduates in nation building and the development of the country. There is no military
and you know, it was just an opportunity for some people and to even get out of their house.
Was that your first time in Abuja when you served?
No.
Okay. No. So you had some experience with the town already?
Yes, okay. Yes. But you can never... NYSC in Abuja is that it's...
I'm still in touch with my boss as well. So all of these things, I think, the question for me in wanting to hear what your experiences were like is the first part of it that says, is NYSC still worth it? Mm-hmm. One of the things that I took away from that camp was meeting so many people from all over Nigeria. Mm-hmm. That for me, my camp was very well blended with people from all over Nigeria. So in case you didn't notice, that was my clip. For me, media is my passion. Media is my calling. Let me put it that way. As we celebrate for today, I am excited. I know I've said it a few times, because this is probably the longest I have spent on one single show. I've always done media. Ways is for me is a labor of love. It's an opportunity to do something that I'm extremely passionate about, which is to spread logical information and to educate people and cause Nigerians to see Nigeria and my fellow Nigerians the way I see them through my eyes. I hope that over the last 4 years, I've been able to give something to each and every one of our viewers, and and to bring some insightful information to your screen. So that's been my goal, and I hope I've achieved it, and I hope that for the next 4, the next 5, and maybe even the next 10, that I continue to get the opportunity to do that. So happy anniversary to Ways. Please stay with us. We've still got a lot more. We'll be right back.
Businesses in Africa can be very challenging. In Nigeria, it is particularly intimidating, and successful builders have learned how to navigate a hostile environment to unlock opportunities. But one major challenge businesses face is how to filter through the noise and identify where their ideal customers exist. Get insight and practical steps from industry players and captains of industries. Hear success stories to help you make informed decisions as you scale your business in Nigeria. Watch Business Insights at this time on Plus TV Africa.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges. The growing youth population with little engagement, that is a ticking time bomb. We are a blessed people with diverse culture and highly cerebral minds who have a lot to say. And yes, we are talking. It is important we drive the right conversation that informs, inspires, influences thoughts and action. If we say there's beauty in our diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture. We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation as we are the hope for the future. Yesterday's conversations shape today. What are you saying to shape your tomorrow? We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Welcome back. Uwa is here with us. She's not here physically, but she's here virtually to tell us all about this wonderful concept and why we're sitting here today, 4 years later, celebrating. Hi, Uwa, are you there?
Hi, Uti. Hello everyone. Hi, NJ. Hi, Omolola.
Hi, Uwa.
Hi, Isi. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, I don't think there's anything I have to say again. Apologies. We have work. Parallax Consulting is the one paying our fees, so we have to work. But I don't think there's anything else I want to really add, because I am. What I would want to say is, I mean, this that we're doing right here gives me so much joy. It gives me so much fulfillment, knowing that, you know, it's one thing for you to have a vision, it's another thing for other people to carry that vision, you know, and hold it dear to their heart as though it were, you know, their vision as well. So I'm super grateful. I don't take it for granted for every single member of the team that has been a member of WAYS from inception. We all have been amazing women. I mean, just watching some of the old clips brings a bit of nostalgia, you know, but I'm grateful. The call for WAYS has always been, you know, passing the right information, transforming lives, right? And I know so many people that they never had experience with TV, you know, just encountering us on WAYS, and, you know, their lives have transformed. I mean, so many people have gone into politics, gotten some appointments. I mean, it's just been one testimony after the other, and, you know, I'm grateful to the platform that we eventually chose. I mean, Isi was with us on our very first episode where we shot. We were supposed to air somewhere else, but, you know, God did not want us to be there, so we then moved, and we've been with Plus TV for the past 4 years. So we're grateful for that. And we're hoping that it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. And I just want to say thank you to every member of the team. I think, you know, sometimes you know that, yes, these people, they got you, right? That's the kind of confidence that I have with the women on WAYS. Like you rightly said, Uti, is a labor of love. It's not something that, you know, if you say, okay, maybe it's financially rewarding or something. And this is, you know, what people are always used to now. You know, it is something that it has to be financially rewarding for them, for it to make sense. But, you know, that has not been our story on WAYS. It has never been our story. Our commitment or our motivation has never been financial. It's the fact that every member of the team truly believes that their voice counts and can change and transform lives, right? We can truly make a difference. And I love the quote for today. And that's the call for WAYS. We understand the power of media, and we know what media can do in terms of transforming the minds of people. Once you're able to transform a mind, you have transformed that life. So, and that's our call for WAYS. We are very, very deliberate about, you know, mind transformation and making sure that we, even in our topic selection, the kinds of things we talk about, you know, of course, again, we're passionate about small businesses, we're passionate about your health, your mental health, your well-being. We're passionate about personal growth and development. And that's why you can hear testimonies like NJ saying that even her personally, and what's her name, Omolola, personal journey, you two, you've grown. I mean, I watched myself, I said, now, wow, things have changed though. We have been upgraded. But hey, we give God all the glory. I remember that our tiny table. Oh my God,
that was so small.
The tiny chairs. You remember the table? I remember the chairs. You sort of had to you balance on one side.
Complaining about that chair. Wanted to frustrate you. You know, look at the tiny table that Isi, Nata, and I sat in. I said, oh my gosh, we've really grown, and you know, it can only get better. It can only get. I'm grateful for the past 4 years, and we know that bigger things are coming. So I'll stop here because I know we have a lot of people, you know, to speak with. But thank you again, everyone.
Absolutely do. Thank you, Uwa. Thank you for the vision, and thank you for keeping the team and WAYS going. Like Uwa said, we have been here, and there have been a lot of ladies around this table as co-anchors. We have had, at any given point in time, I think there's about 9 or 10 anchors if you sort of see the montage we've had. And I think the main thing to mention, I think is really unique about Ways is we're not media people. We're all subject matter experts in different areas of our lives, whether it be customer experience, whether it be law, entertainment, public speaking, development, MSME experts. We've had all sorts of wonderful, beautiful, and bright women on the show. We're going to run through a clip very quickly to celebrate them all.
Uti, sorry, quickly, can I just say something before you run through that clip? Just one thing, because what you just pointed out, I wanted to just quickly touch on it, that it was important that we brought women that were not, your regular TV people. They were 9-to-5 women that had their day job, but they were also passionate about the things that concern the nation. So it was a blessing finding those women, out of their busy schedules, coming every night after close of work to come and, contribute to the conversations that happens on Ways. We were very deliberate and intentional about the kind of women, and we've been so blessed to have every single member of the team. Yeah. I'll keep quiet now.
So I think we have a clip coming up.
Yeah.
know, right? It's a lot. I mean, as it was playing, I was just thinking, wow, lawyers, politicians, like literally, that is the gamut of smart, leading, beautiful ladies. And we have some of our, I will say, co-anchors, forever sisters, who have been part of this team. Alumni, thank you, who are also joining us here today. So I think we have AK Jojo, Akanima Ojo, our CEO, country manager, SME expert. The list goes on, and I'm still talking about the same woman. Hi, AK.
Hi. Well, after expecting that introduction, well done. I'll just thank you, but thank you. That was so powerful. Hi. I would say.
We've loved having you on the show. I mean, I was just watching through some of the clips, but what was the highlight for you, you know, your time on Ways?
Well, for me, it would be the friendship. It would be being amongst very powerful women that knew exactly what they wanted out of life. We were very intentional women. And to have this bunch of women in one room and not quarrel, on set. It's a blessing. Nobody will believe it. I spent 2 years on Ways, approximately 2 years, and I had never come to quarrel on set. Never. I think the most upset we were being, probably we were running late and then the camera wasn't set properly. That's only, and it was just little things, but we never had the women quarrel. And I could pick up my phone and call anybody. I called about 2 weeks ago or last week. I was a problem and I needed help. But that ability to be able to have these characters in the room express themselves, be themselves, and still give to the audience authenticity is something that is rare. That is something I enjoy, and that is something that's uncommon. You have these shows everywhere, international, local, and you would hear news on social media about two bursts, people are quarreling, somebody doesn't like what somebody's wearing, or somebody's dissing someone. But it has never happened on Ways. And for me, that was, apart from having a platform where we came to express ourselves and contribute to society, especially as it concerns women, children, SMEs, and the underprivileged, the fact that you can form honest friendship that radiated through our speaking, we're not just coming to talk, but we're living it. That for me was the pinnacle of everything that happened on Ways. And thank you for being the kind of person that you are, and for allowing us to be the kind of people that we were and still are. Thank you.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's a family, it's a journey. Today we have called and you have answered, so it's great to see you. Thank you for joining us. I think I also spied another person that I will call is Labor of Love. Norma is our beauty expert, public speaker extraordinaire, like Poshko. Thank you. Norma wears many hats. Not to mention she's mommy. She's literally, it's just plenty things. Hi Norma, it's so great to see you. Thank you for joining us. What's your journey been like?
I can't even believe that 4 years is gone since we started this experience. And it's been a great journey. I mean, some of us have been working in the sidelines or behind the scenes, but just observing generally the growth with the women, the growth with delivery and presentation. And for me, I always love Upgrade. Anyone that knows me knows that I love Upgrade. Anything that is forward-thinking and progressive, trust me, I am there. And I'm so happy for Ways because it started as a dream. It started as something that was just in the mind, and trust her, she's always having so many ideas coming up in her head. I should do this, I should do that. But when this came out, it was birthed from a place of real hunger for a change, for some kind of change in the direction of young people, young talent, to help people to have a rethink and a recalibration of their minds in the way they think about the world in general. So it's not just about face washing or just shallow thinking, but really thinking deep about how our actions or how our behavior changes the narrative everywhere we find ourselves. And that's what I love about Ways, the fact that it helps you to take away something to think about and see how you can even plug in and be like the solution. That's what really it's about. And that's what drew me to the caliber of women, the people that are just involved. It's a family, it's become a family. And anyone that comes in finds their place. You're not trying to be somebody else. You're original, you're authentic. So this is a very beautiful place to grow. Coincidentally, I'm doing a program in broadcast performance because having had that background and seeing what it can be like, I said, let me even go deeper. And man, it is not easy at all. We're looking the way we are looking today, but trust me, like I always say on the show, we don't look how we're going through. Yep. Like we go through. But thank God it's 4 years, beautiful experience. Women have grown, they've evolved, even though some of us are not as present as we would want to, but at the same time, we connect with what is going on right there at Ways. And it's been 4 years, beautiful 4 years of baby crawling, growth stages. But we are evolving and we are getting better and better. So congratulations, Uwa. It can only be, even more dynamic and extraordinary from here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, Noma. We really want to hear from our viewers as well. So please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 0818-038-4663. Now, it's not just about the anchors. We also have people we like to call friends of the house. You've seen them on the show, episode after episode, time after time, as our guests, our subject matter experts, the people who come here to teach us from their wealth of knowledge. Today we have, I believe, a few of them joining us as well. I know that Jeffrey is on the call with us. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, how are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. You absolutely qualify as a friend of the house. How many times have you been on Ways now, Jeffrey? Do you remember?
About five or six times now.
5 or 6 times. So you're the real MVP. You're the man supporting the women of Ways. That deserves a round of applause.
I try.
Thank you for answering the call every time we call and for bringing new things to this table and to the conversation. What are your thoughts around your time and across our different episodes on the show?
Well, when you walk into the room and you're the only guy around 4 to 3 women, you need to be calm and understand that you need to, let them lead and enjoy the conversation. I think for me, just thinking back as everyone else was talking, is just to see how typical day-to-day people that can really make a difference. And I like what Uwa said when she mentioned the last point, that we didn't want celebrities, we didn't want people that were influencers, we just want people who live daily lives, who have original, realistic view of what's going on and are able to contribute real time to conversations. And that was always the case. And the second thing as well, everyone is always so prepared. They know the topics, they understand the context of the conversation, so you don't feel like you have to say everything. Sometimes, because of how informed the ladies are, it allows me to breathe. I can just take a break, listen, and then join the conversation, because you're talking to people who understand most of these conversations and are able to make realistic contributions to that as well. And to be honest, a lot has changed. I remember the studio way back. Now, there was a time I walked in and there was like a lot of expansion. The lights were different, the decor was different, the seat was different. And someone did mention, I think that was Naomi or so, she said, I like how things evolve, and things have evolved. Even the topics, the conversation, the audience that you have, the followership that you have, it just means that you're doing something right. Right? Every time you come on, people want to know what you want to talk about. People calling, people contribute. And I thought it was more than 4 years. I was thinking this is like 10 years kind of achievement. Because you guys have done so much and so many faces have come through the show as well. It's now hard to even keep up as well. So well done to everyone. And I think because of the authenticity of the program and the realistic view of the people who come on the show, I think you are going to be sitting down here talking about this in a decade. And we're going to be saying, do you remember that time we did this 6 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're bringing on fresh faces, new people who want to experience media and also grow their career using this platform as well in the media space. So well done to all of you ladies. I'm really, really proud to have been a part of the show and to meet everyone as well.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, and we look forward to you being a friend of the house today, tomorrow, and always. So thank you for joining us. The Way Show is not just about the anchors, it's not just about our guests, but it's also about you, our viewers. Everything that we do is really for you. The concept of Ways is for you as you tune in to join us every single day. Now, if you do watch the show, you know that there isn't an episode that goes by without the wonderful messages that we receive from Daniel Illo. His messages are not only, you can tell he's watched the episode, but then he's also always got something wonderful to say about the anchors. And I believe he joins us on the phone now. Good evening, Daniel. Do we have Daniel?
I'm coming.
Hi, Daniel. Good evening. We can hear you. You're live.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Hello, I'm hearing you.
All right, thank you for joining us. This is the first time we get to hear your voice.
Yeah. Good evening. How is everything?
Fine, thank you. So I think there's an echo. Maybe you want to turn down your TV set?
Yeah, it's off. It's off.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So,
Sister Uti, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We couldn't have celebrated today without
Sister Uti, good evening. Yeah.
Good evening. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Fantastic. We couldn't have celebrated the show today without you. It's important, like we said, you as our viewers, you're very important to us. What is it about the show that you like so much that causes you to, be consistent in communicating and engaging with us?
Well, I love the show because of wonderful, beautiful women that God has gathered to keep us informed about the happenings of the things in Nigeria. Because I always tell people that if you are not informed, you are deformed. I always tell people that if you are not deformed, you are deformed. But I enjoy the show because the beautiful ladies on set, they allow me to know the happenings of the things in Nigeria. And I want to commend Sister Uwa. She's a wonderful leader, a great anchor. I respect her. She's doing a wonderful and marvelous job. God bless her in Jesus' name.
Amen. We hope that
God bless her.
At some point we get to meet you in person. Maybe when we turn 5, you'll join us for a physical celebration.
Yes, I really want to meet you ladies because you ladies have transformed my life through your program, everything, and I have never regretted being a fan of this wonderful show.
Thank you
I've
so
never
much.
regretted being a fan of this wonderful show because I love you ladies a lot. And you are doing a very good job. Beautiful ladies that are doing what they're doing.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Daniel, and we'll certainly look forward to continuing to receive your messages. It's been a wonderful
Sister Uti, just take care of yourself and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a wonderful celebration. It's been a wonderful journey down memory lane. I think we still have a few anchors joining us online. Dami is there, but before we come to Dami, we're fast. As we always say on the show, we're running out of time. So I think that some things are consistent no matter what. But I think we've told a good story of our journey on the show today. And there is no celebration, in my opinion. I think I said it on the show. Whether it's birthday, and this is a birthday, or anniversary, there's no birthday without cake. If there's no cake, it's not real. No. So I think that we get the opportunity to celebrate Ways with a cake that says we are 4. We will eat yours for you, so thank you. So I think Awolola is rightly positioned to cut the cake on behalf of the ladies of Ways. So please stretch out your hands. Thank you. We're going to do a WAYS.
Yes.
And you're going to cut it. So, W for women.
Yay.
A for active. Hey. Y for young. And S for superb. So, happy birthday to us at Ways, and I think thank you. And I think that as we also raise our glasses to celebrate the show, 4 years, we have Damilola on. I think Damilola is joining us virtually. as we toast, to say her own few words about her time as part of the team, because she's also a multifaceted human being. She's our voice on the streets.
Yes,
Hi,
so
Damilola. Hi, Damilola, are you there? Anyway, so whilst we wait for Damilola to join us, ladies, a toast to Ways, to 4 more, and another 4, another 4, to a table filled with beautiful women spreading the right information, inspiring Nigerians, and influencing everyone to do better. And to our viewers, cheers.
Cheers.
Happy anniversary to Wings. Okay, sorry.
So
Hi,
again,
guys. Can you
for
hear
all
me?
the anchors that have joined us virtually, we will drink and eat and celebrate. So I think Dami is joining us now to give our final message before we wrap for tonight.
Okay, I'm just going to be very quick. Hi everyone, good evening and happy birthday, happy 4th anniversary to Ways. Thank you very much, Owa, for finding me. I use the word finding because I believe I was just found. I mean, because I joined in last year and I just started off by accompanying my friend to the studio because she was the original co-anchor on the show. But then I just accompanied her every time she came to the show because, I mean, why not? But then Owa just found me and realized that, okay, yeah, this person actually is a natural. She can do this. And then that's how I started off on the street and now even hosting a separate show by myself. I mean, I'm very happy for my own progress. Thank you very much, Owa, for the opportunity because I count it an opportunity, trust me. And one more time, happy birthday to Ways.
Thank you, Dami. I think, like I said, we've run out of time. We do also have another friend of the house in, Vumile. I got it right? I hope so. To just, if she's there, to give us a quick wave for taking the time to join us again as we celebrate. As we close out the show, I don't know, is Vumi there? All right, so maybe one will get her on. But as we usually say when we're wrapping up the show, I don't know if we have some messages to take or where time is out.
Well, I mean, we have one that says, happy anniversary and keep up the good work, beautiful mind. This is Raphael from Zaria.
Another person who watches the show and messages us constantly. Thank you so much. As always, before we go, do ensure that you follow us on Instagram at Ways Show Africa. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and most importantly, follow all our social media interactions and engagements. Remember to like, share, comment, invite your friends and family to watch us and follow us. And as we close out the show today, we promise you that we will be back on Monday. If you missed today's quote, here it is again. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. We hope that we don't only control your mind, but we have your heart. Thank you and see you next week.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges. The growing youth population with little engagement, that is a ticking time bomb. We are a blessed people with diverse culture and highly cerebral minds who have a lot to say. And yes, we are talking. It is important we drive the right conversation that informs, inspires, influences thoughts and action. If we say there's beauty in our diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture. We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation as we are the hope for the future. Yesterday's conversations shape today. What are you saying to shape your tomorrow? We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Good day, all. My good old days story, here you have it. I am Debo Adefison. My father, a royal prince of Otutu Royal Compound, Ile-Ife, and my mom, the granddaughter of the Osibale of Modeke. While my parents named me Festus after Chief Festus Okotiebo, the then Federal Commissioner of Finance of Nigeria, my grandfather's uncle named me Adebowale after his late mother. Debo, the short form of Adebowale, glued on me like tick on cattle since 1981, when the quest for true Africanism led me to drop Festus as fit for my certificates only. My aunts were long enough to touch the pinna of my hair at 6 years old, and I was admitted to 7-day Adventist Primary School, Ile-Ife. Those days were full of adventures. I remember I once scored 0 out of 3 in a difficult simple proportion test in Primary 4. I tore both sides of the exercise book thinking my failure will not be noticed. My mother counted the 20 leaves, and 2 were missing on both halves. I did the smoking monkey, cigar bo, for 2 hours without rescue. She imprinted it on my consciousness that lying leads to higher crimes, which will prevent me from being the Minister of Agriculture as I then desired. At St. John Grammar School, Ile-Ife, I had access to sporting facilities and a very big library containing so many novels. Enid Blyton's Adventure of the Famous 5 series, Tintin, Kokuba Boni, Nikata series, James Ali Chase series, Sidney Sheldon, and Robert Ludlum novels. I filled the gap with Elizabeth Bradford Taylor, Dennis Robbins, and Mills and Boone series. In all, I was able to combine effortlessly social activities with my academic pursuit. Right On Magazine, Don Cornelius, and The Soul Train gave us the lyrics to our favorite songs and the dance steps, mostly American. Kool and the Gang, Everly Champion King, The Whispers, Raphael Cameron, Barry White, Gregory Isaac, UB40, George Washington Jr., and a host of others. We had a driven desire to go to disco in America and smell the fragrance of Paris. So young, naive, and suave was I. How can I forget so soon my university days and exploits in Ilorin? I joined the Kegais Club and led the Man-O-War Club as Commander-in-Chief without any negative impact on my studies. The Kegais Club took me to several institutions in Nigeria where I developed cherished bonds of friendship, which I enjoyed till today. We traversed Nigeria without fear of banditry or abduction. We created Iliad Orima at the University of Sokoto without the threats of religious fanaticism. We didn't have to fear cultists at Epoma, while Iliad Pota Pota was an irrevocable convolution of gyration. The Mother's Shrine at Poly Ibadan was a home to all. Oh, how I love the songs and the sonorous compositions. The African percussions, the shrine and its uppermost, the ensemble of voices, the staccato of guttural exclamations, the exaggerated dance steps, the palm wine, and the serenity of processions at the beginning of all gyrations fused the youth of Nigeria together. There was no race, religion, or ethnicity as we saw and embraced ourselves as members of one family. The Kegai Club experience proved to me that Nigeria could still be devoid of disunity. Since graduation from school in 1986, I had worked in all states of Nigeria and the FCT, where I did my mandatory National Youth Service Corps. I'm shell-shocked to see the vision of a great nation as envisaged by our founding father is lost. I cannot go back to Muna in Borno State, where I once bought brown beans and sold monosodium glutamate. I have no courage left in me to cross over to Chad Republic to buy groundnut cake and bone meal. My family wouldn't allow me to go to Saminaka to buy split dry ginger for my commodity merchants. I watched price of maize and soya go ceiling high, such that my colleagues in poultry farming are getting out of business because farmers in Kano can no longer attend to the soil. The Adejia Jamare River Basin is becoming idle. I cannot travel from Padongari to Sokoto at 1:30 a.m. as we used to do in 1985, when we will leave Mokwa at 12:45 a.m. to continue our journey. When will it be safe in Nigeria to go to Ilela or Maradi borders again? We rocked Mina to Zuba in 1986 at all hours of the day. Olu is now occupied by non-aligned forces. Ondo forests are becoming the death knell of the southwest. Ritualists and blood-sucking demons have taken over the land, who stole our peace. The virtues of yesterday are buried in the cesspit of avarice, greed, and irascible decadence. We in our fast-aging generation can claim we had virtues and great discipline. In this, there are nuggets of hope which our children can build for a rebirth of the nation. We can collectively resolve to make the difference and take steps towards changing the narrative. Our children certainly deserve a better and brighter future, not memories of the good old days. As an ardent believer in this drive, I therefore join my good friend, Sir Shemore Badejo, in this patriotic drive towards a greater tomorrow. Thank you.
Now, TW Conversations you dey watch now, and we dey inside this lounge with the usual suspects, minus one or two people. We get Mrs. I, Ebu Feludu, Sauda Salami, and Chisom, and Omoye. We dey talk about something wey dey very important. People will say not be real issue, but me, all of us, well, some of us believe say na real issue. Lying. Oyibo go say fibbing. Wetin be fibbing? Na lie. So imagine this scenario. Meghan Markle don't marry Prince Harry. They will date together. She will call the whole umbrella for her. Feminists go, they say, yes, go pa. But question, should they lie? Should they act? After all, na actress. Will they lie? Or we just they play one role? Or na the real, genuine truth? What will they do? We go discuss all these issues and many more on TW Conversations. Don't go anywhere, we'll soon come back. My name now, Omoye Zamere, Abi, actress, as you can see, and producer. So, go come. Go.
Unfortunately, I can't keep up with that pigeon. That pigeon was epic. Thumbs up, girl.
Thank you.
Welcome back. So, we're going to be talking about this lying or fibbing issue. Me, I can say for a fact that I have lied or fibbed many times. I'm coming, 5 minutes time. I'm 5 minutes away from you. We have all done
I'm
that.
at the toll gate.
Chevron. You'll see me now. Now. So do we want to, is it bad or are there good sides to it? What's really acceptable and what's not?
Well, I think that lying holds us accountable. Oh, no. Lying is bad. And so let me go to pigeon. So you say,
okay.
So you say, I did for toll gates, but you did for Chevron. You never really reach, so you just didn't lie. Tell yourself, say, I go talk true no matter what happen. Meaning, if you did for Chevron, you go say, no vex, so I did Chevron. If you don't want to offend person again, you go did Chevron when you say you did Chevron. What that means is we'll hold ourselves up to higher standards. We'll be accountable to one another. And at the end of the day, we're better people for it. We're more disciplined. People can trust you. I think it's the biggest thing. Lying for me is just such a big deal because it means that I'm not sure if I can trust a person if they're not honest, even when you look bad for being honest.
It's not that deep now. It's not that deep. Again, why do we lie sometimes? Or maybe let's call it fib or whatever. Sometimes you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. Sometimes the person's voila is too much. I'm on my way. I will soon be there. Where are you exactly? I'm on my way.
That's me.
And you know, whenever you tell the person that, okay, or you say something and the person goes on and on, because you don't want the person to go on and on, you just say fib or something. You know,
white lie.
A white lie.
Simple white lie.
What
if you just say the truth genuinely, like tell the person that I know you're pissed, I know you expect that I'm supposed to be here at XYZ time.
That's what will happen.
I know,
Let's have the conversation. You're able to genuinely have that sort of conversation with people.
Well,
the truth of the matter, though, is that I think that sometimes it's kind to prevaricate.
Wonderful. So let's put our heads together.
For example, if your friend is wearing a dress that is truly ugly and doesn't fit her, and she says, what do you think?
I
do you
think
tell her it's
the
an
sleeves are
ugly dress?
beautiful.
You will tell her, I've seen you in better things. She knows. You're saying the same thing. If somebody's mouth is smelling, do you say to them, your mouth is smelling? Or do you give them cola to eat? Aren't you saying the same thing? I think that we lie to be kind, but I think there are other ways to be kind. But it takes teaching ourselves to use those other methods. Because the thing with lying is, it's convenient. It's just a quick fix. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because it then becomes a habitual quick fix. And then you become known as a person who is economical with the truth.
but I actually think there's a difference between being diplomatic, being kind and telling lies. I think that there's some people who are known for their fibs and their tales. And you remember them from primary school and secondary school. Oh, my father's house, my mother this, my father went to, Saudi, he ate with them. Do you understand? And they're just people, and I think it comes from a lack of insecurity and a lack of self-confidence. And even with other things like not being able to tell somebody the truth about where you are, is just being afraid of
being judged.
Confrontation or not being liked, So I'm not afraid of the truth or telling the truth. I've actually had to learn how to cushion the truth so that, you're diplomatic and it's kinder to receive.
See, you can call it what you like. What do you think civility is?
Yes.
What do you think civility is? It's telling a series of fibs in order to be polite. It's good manners. There's some things you don't say.
Exactly.
And that's the truth. So it has its uses, is what it is.
So there's some things you don't ask. Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies. And don't ask me that kind of difficult question and not expect me to, So I think also civility is not putting people on the spot, because we ask or we put people in difficult positions, and that's why they sometimes...
Okay, so I want to ask, how about, how they say that men, a man that has not lied to his wife or his girlfriend...
Does not love her.
Does not love her. Is that truth?
We don't know.
We don't know. Be honest.
Let's flip it. That you don't tell the truth when it's kinder. Honestly, let's just be honest. Because what is truth? It's a perspective. Truth is a perspective. In many instances, you say it's a lovely dress. To me, that is true. To somebody else, it may not be. So if you now say I'm lying to you when I tell you it's a lovely dress, am I? I'm not. It's my truth.
Okay, so can we give examples
somebody else's truth that I'm telling? So it may not be a lovely dress in my opinion. So it's a lovely dress. After all, the designer who made it.
But that's honest.
What about what time did you walk in? There
cannot be a perspective.
Yes, you know what I mean?
That's true. Okay, so are there times are there lies or fibs? Let me use the word fibs, so it doesn't seem so more acceptable.
Lies. That's why you go man.
So there are categories of
white
lies.
White lie, fibs.
Okay, so are there times that we've told fibs that were understandable to us?
It's always understandable to you every time you tell it.
Sometimes that that okay, this was unnecessary. But there are times that my mother, for instance, has said, don't you think this? Don't you think I should do this? And I know that if she does that... So you see, sometimes people already have preconceived ideas of what they want to do. So what I want to say to you is probably not going to be accepted anyway. So then I'm trying to manage the ego. I'm trying to manage my relationship. And then I feel like whatever I say, how detrimental is it going to be to this thing anyway? So I weigh the option. I say, Mommy, don't worry, do it. And in my mind, I'm praying, I pray she doesn't do it. Are there times like that are understandable? Have you been in such situations?
I think there's some, but I think that we have to differentiate between the really heavy lies that create problems. Because once you begin to tell you begin to tell, it's one lie building on the other. And then you can't find the truth anymore. Those are really dangerous. But these are the ones that are like kindnesses. I think that civility allows us to fib. And fib is a small lie. When you use the word fib, it suggests a sort of lightness of the lie, so to speak, as opposed to whoppers.
Religiously speaking,
kindness. Kindness will replace the need to lie. So, for example, if you're Christian, and did Jesus ever tell a lie? No, but he was always kind. So when you speak the truth with kindness, you don't need to lie. So if you're, for example, at the toll gate and you tell somebody you're at Chevron, if you're going towards VGC, and you say, just like Chisom said, I'm so sorry, I'm running late. Forgive me.
That's it.
It takes the heat out.
Yes.
It is so annoying when you have an idea of distances and somebody tells you, I'm 30 minutes away. And you say, so where are you? It's a question. They never want to. Once they don't agree to tell you where they are.
You know that it's not.
It's
But
a
then
lie.
again,
Is that
when you're
being
looking at
kind?
Lagos, 30 minutes away can take you like 2 hours to get there.
uses.
But then again, what do you tell our kids? Sometimes you lie to them. Look at all the things they'll do.
Tell them mom is not
You know,
home.
like Tooth Fairy, like Christmas, you know. And then like our tradition when they tell you that they don't want you to sleep at night. So they tell you that witches, if you sleep at night, you're going to attract witches or something like
if you
that.
open
They
the
don't want
umbrella,
to,
7
or
years
something
bad
happens.
luck.
You know, so many lies. Well,
But are they lies or are they, what do you call them? Are they
Fables.
superstitions, fables?
Yeah, fables.
Some of them are not, you're not lying, they're fables.
Are fables true?
Fables start from somewhere and then they get stories told around them. It's part of our lives. Fables are a part of life. There's a message ultimately in every fable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so but if you told your child a fable, so my son wants to open an umbrella in the house, and I say, if you open an umbrella in the house, it's 7 years bad luck. What I'm trying to put in the child. So there's a saying in our village that if you open the umbrella indoors, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. Now, let me tell you a story. Sit down. The tortoise one day did, and you told a story. If you believe it to be true, I saw you.
Children have sense. They know you're telling them, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can't process it that way. But down the line, they're going to say, oh, that's why you told me that story. So that they're not stupid.
Yeah.
There's not a
Like
stupid as you
crossing
think. And that's
the-
why
yeah.
there are certain
Their
kinds of
children.
lies shouldn't be told. Don't tell your child to say you're not in when you're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at this. Lying in when you're talking about in business setting, in marketing, sales, and all that. You know, exaggerated truth.
Yeah.
To what extent is that?
It's a lie. Exaggerated truth. What is
You're
that?
saying that you're making a
An
million
exaggerated
dollars.
truth.
You're making a
Yeah,
million
because
It's a lie.
I'm talking of a business setting now. Because sometimes when these sales, when people are marketing, when they're advertising, when they're doing stuff. I mean, you're a media consultant. You know, it's on. You know, you look at what it is. You use this toothpaste, and this is what happens to you tomorrow. And you buy the paste. You've used it for a year, and you still have brown teeth.
Someone asked me, for instance, I have stretch marks. If I use this coconut oil, will it erase it? I said no. That's not going to happen.
Coconut oil saves
You
that.
know?
It will erase it.
Yeah.
It helps before you get it. What you can tell them is that if you start using it before you get the stretch marks, it feeds the skin.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can say that's possible.
No, I will tell them, look, people are always, I always say this, people will hang on to your every word because people love hope.
Yes.
Right? And they want you to give them the answer, no matter even if it's a lie or not. They suspend their brains and they just want you, just tell me a lie. It's like they're hungry for a lie. You know, but then where does it end? But no, it will not erase your stretch marks. If you're pregnant, start from the time that you're pregnant, start to rub it in, and that's the truth. You know, just say the truth.
But
And if you're known for that...
Will you really put that?
No, you won't write out. This is in personal one-on-one conversation. But if you're known for the truth, and people will come to you for that. You
So
know,
I'll tell you this, that in America, the rate of lawsuits has gone so high that people have started being more clear about it. Sensodyne, for example, would say, a certain toothpaste brand, for example, would say, has proven to help eradicate. It doesn't say it will do that for you or for everybody. You know, has been proven in certain studies. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's tweaking. We would have to take a break at this point because this conversation is going really. But before we go, we want to say, are there times that we've had an experience where these feebs have gone wrong? Don't go away. We'll be discussing this after the break. Sometimes we hate to take breaks here because the conversation never ever stops. We're almost literally holding, hold that thought. Hold that thought. But before we came back, you were talking about confrontation.
Yes, a lot of people, many people, don't like confrontation. That is why they lie, so that they can get out of a situation. You don't want to argue, you don't want to even appear weak, you know, or someone has told you to do something, or incompetent. So you will just make that up, you know, at that point, to buy time.
I mean, I remember when I was asked to repeat in secondary school,
I didn't want to believe that I was actually going to go through that phase. So after going home to beg my mom, please just change my school. And it was clear that there was no two ways to it. I had to repeat that same class. I remember I kept telling people, oh, I'm in GSS 3 because I had to repeat GSS 2. Oh, I'm in GSS 3. And I remember one person, even up until SS 3, then I was in SS 2, he thought I was probably in SS 3. So he was like, oh, so how is WAEC going? And all of that. And it just got to that point where I knew I couldn't keep up anymore. So I'm just like, you know what? Actually repeated. And I mean, you know, and I felt so much better. I felt like I didn't have to hide anytime he was around because his family, he's like an elder sibling, and he's one of those people that, oh, how is it going? What's going on? So he's always in my face, you know, and so I didn't have to lie and run away from him again. I did. I actually did.
About lying, and especially some big lies. I mean, you need to have another lie to cover up the lie. I mean, like about 2 months ago, I had this transaction, and we're supposed to deliver outside Lagos to Port Harcourt, and we had not left Lagos by 5. And the client is calling, and the client is like, when are your people coming to Lagos? Oh, we left about 3. And we should get there maybe about 1, 2. And he was like, okay, I'll get my team ready. We were not there. And they kept on calling. I had to leave my phone on all over, and I had to say one lie after the other. Oh, they were stopped on the road. Oh, they had 2 tires went off. Oh, they had this. And, you know, by the next morning, I was so exhausted. I told a colleague of mine, I said, I'm not going to talk to this guy again because I am tired. I'm drained because of this lie. I mean, I was actually really drained overnight. I had to come up with so many lies. Then I had to even call someone to say, this is the lie I told you. Make sure that your own lie and my own lie, they come to...
That demonstrates the negativity of lying as an activity, something we get into.
I was drained. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this again. You guys, you need to leave on time. If we're delivering outside Lagos, make sure you leave on time. So I don't have to really keep up with all my lives.
And if you don't, then say that you've been delayed. It's always better.
Oh my God.
You know, but I think also that people lie to impress.
Yeah.
And it depends on the people you're with. If you feel you're not up to scratch, for example, if everybody you're with has a master's, you now decide that you have a master's and you're doing a PhD, you know. The challenge with that is that if they now ask you, what school did you do? What was your project? Exactly.
I know that.
And you know, it's you may not, even when you went, you don't remember your teacher's name after a while, so that may not matter. You can just invent some name.
That's true. You just reminded me of something that happened to me. So when I moved away with my husband, people were asking me, you know how Nigerians call you and you're in the States. So Anne, where are you working now? What have you started doing? And at that point, I literally had just arrived. I was trying to get my social, trying to get my life together. And then it started to get to me, to be honest, because I'm like, so at this point, sometimes I would make sure that I go get a volunteer job first so that I have something to say. So when people call me, I'm like, oh, right now I'm even going to the film, blah, 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 or I'm going, and I almost felt like I always needed to have something to say so that it doesn't seem like, because someone actually told me, at one point she said, so Anne, you left your job and left your life and followed man to travel and relocate. You never thought about yourself. And this kind of started making me to have like jealous feelings towards my husband. Like he'll go to work and come back. And I'll be like, excuse me, so I have turned to, you know, and then he'll be like, no, that's why you're going to do this course and you're going to do that course and everything. But it's something I had to deal with. So I can totally understand when sometimes you're now pressured to do things that they're not really your calling or not necessarily the things you wanted to do, but because you needed to keep up with appearances, you ended up doing
as well. I also think that we forget to use the word I don't know. People always try to make us either say yes or no to something, even when we don't necessarily want to do it or know about it. Sometimes when you say a particular word and I don't know it, I really don't know it, I'll ask you, please, can you tell me the meaning? Because somebody else might be there and might be like, oh, do you know the meaning? Oh, yes. And it just, you know, and you don't want to feel ignorant. So I think we should also learn to start saying we don't know when we truly do not know. And then we can research or, you know, find out about whatever it is that we don't.
Confidence, you know.
Yes. Yeah. You also wear the HR cap. Yes. Now, where do you put that when we're talking about our CVs? And when, you know...
You see, it's words. It's semantics. It's amazing. For example, people, if you, what example do I use now? If you've done a particular thing, the way people do it is, if you've baked a cake, for example, you'll say you're a culinary specialist. Do you see what I'm saying? You've baked a cake. So that sort of thing. That's where people beef up their CVs. Because people are impressed by those things. And what you want is to impress people. It's just that with people like myself, CVs don't get me to recruit a person. It may get you in through the door, but it's more how you phrase things, one, not the... I don't know, but you get a feeling from the way a person writes, for me, whether or not you want to talk to them. Okay, they may say they have a first class or a 2-1, and because of that, they're shortlisted. You know, when you then see them, it's not what they tell me they've done. It's who I feel them to be and how I feel they can fit in. The kind of lie I find myself telling, to be honest, is if I feel you're taking me for granted, I'm going to start making time for you. And so I'll tell you I'm doing something else. That's the kind of thing. But you see, you have to push me to that point. If you take me for granted, it's not something that I enjoy. And so if you're always doing it, when you want my time, I'll say, I have something else that I'm doing. I won't be available.
But has this made us sort of take honesty and truthfulness less seriously?
It has always been taken less seriously, I think. I think each person behaves as they want. Honestly, I find myself to be a largely truthful person. So I truly find it irritating because I'm not going to beat you if you tell me what it is. That's how I feel. I'm not going to beat you. But I have found that I count my teeth with my tongue, which is something my mother used to say. So I will count before I say things. So whilst I may not say, people don't want to hear the truth. Whatever it is that you perceive it to be, they don't really want it. It's like what you were saying. They don't want to know. So you're careful, and there are times when you just keep quiet. That's the option. You just, if somebody says to you, oh, this, you know they don't want to hear the truth of it. So you say to them, oh, okay, so what do you think about it? So you turn the question to them.
Back to them.
It's easier, and I'd rather that people do that, because if you're a thinking person, that tells you that they don't want to answer that question, or that what they're going to say isn't what you want to hear. But then, if you're a psycho, you'll be thinking, so what was it they wanted to say? What nasty thing did they want to say? And they might not have wanted to say anything nasty.
We have fake it before you make it, because that is also part of life. There's so many things we tell ourselves every day. It's all about lies, and we, try to cover it and use nice words. Fake it before you make it. It's lying.
But it may be about creating perceptions as opposed to outright lies.
What do you mean outright lies? Fake it before you make it.
Okay, we have people who may be fashion consultants, and so you get a dress from them, for example, to wear on a show. It's not yours, but you look nice in it. That's faking it, but you haven't told any lie. Nobody asked you where you got it from. So you present a brand, you create a personal brand of yourself, how you want to be seen. It is now up to you to live up to it.
Or not.
This is why I say we've stretched fibbing and telling lies
and that's why
a little bit.
We need to start to wrap up. Our time is almost up. Okay,
and, so perception is really what we do every day. So the idea of Meghan Markle holding an umbrella over Prince Harry, so perhaps she is trying to create a perception that may not necessarily be the reality of their life, but that is what will serve the public. And they throw that out there. I think we all do that. In one way, shape, or form. It's true. It could also be that it's true.
It's true. And I think it's sometimes you, rather than lie, when you're asked a question, you say what you liked. Like usually when we attend movie premieres, you come out, the press is asking, so what did you like the movie? What did you think about the film? I say, oh, the acting was really good. Oh, I really love that scene where this person did this and that. And I don't say that I thought the film was crap. I say what I liked about the film.
Absolutely, and that is truth in that context.
Because I can't lie. I don't want to lie about it.
It has to be selective.
But it's also wisdom, actually.
It is wisdom.
You can't just tell somebody that, that doesn't...
I always say to my sons, tell me the good news first. Say the positives first. That I always say that. And
Okay, so what would we say about this female thing? Should we continue? Should we start? Do you want the truth? Can they take the truth?
Can you take the truth?
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. For me, I think I don't like confrontation. Lying, I also don't like lying as well. So you just have to draw the line. For me, I just find myself, Saudat, just try to be selective about how you present, whatever situation is. say the nice parts of it. Tell them what they need to hear.
I've always believed that no is not a curse, and I'm not afraid of confrontations. But I've also learned over time that, to apply emotional intelligence to be diplomatic and cushion the truth a little bit so it's easier to digest.
I think civility and diplomacy are words that exist for a reason. And it's about recognizing that we have sensitivities. I don't think outright lies are necessary, but I think that there's a way to couch something so the person knows what you're saying without you saying it obviously. And that's a skill that I think we should all learn.
Very true. So I say do all things with love, but at the same time, I'd take brutal honesty over a lie any day. Brutal honesty that hurts me over lying, because then I know that I can trust you.
I would say people should stop putting other people in positions to lie or to, feel, to lie to them. However, I think people should actually try as much as they can to genuinely communicate with other people. And people should also learn how to say, I don't know. I'm particular about that word right now. I don't know, yes. So, yeah.
For me, I say that if you're asking somebody a question and you realize that the person is uncomfortable, don't push it. Know what your limits are, know what boundaries are. I mean, as much as you want to know, don't also put the person in a situation where they're forced to lie, Well, I guess that puts a cap on it. I've enjoyed this conversation thoroughly. Thank you all so much, ladies. This conversation doesn't have to end here. Let's continue on social media. All the handles are on your screen. Let's talk about your impressions on lying and diplomacy and civility and fibbing and trust and whatnot. Okay, so let's do it and go and live better lives.
From the star-studded guest lists to the distinctive ashwebis to even the hashtag trends on social media, Nigerian celebrities sure do know how to make a wedding the talk of the town. It's the month of May, the start of the second quarter of the year, but April was a month filled with delightful, attention-catching weddings. Let's have a look at the weddings that caught the attention of Nigerians in the month of April. It's almost safe to say that Rita Dominic's wedding ceremony was the most attended celebrity wedding since Banky W and Adesuwa Itomi's carnival-like wedding in 2017. Rita and her husband Fidelis Anosike said their I do's on the 19th of April 2022 with a long list of Nollywood icons and A-list celebrities in attendance. Owerri, the host city of the wedding, witnessed an influx of visitors as celebrities turned up in their numbers, all glammed up for one of the industry's finest. Guests in attendance included the likes of Nollywood veteran Joke Silva, Chidi Mokeme, Ini Edo, Hilda Dokubo, Uche Jombo, celebrity designer and stylist Swanky Jerry, Uti Nwachukwu, Big Brother Nigeria's past housemates, Ese Iriata, Lucy Edet, and Mercy Eke, amongst many others. Social media was buzzing with the hashtag RealDeal22, which trended on several social media platforms. In a sweet succession of Rita Dominic's viral traditional wedding party, multi-award-winning filmmaker and director of blockbuster films like King of Boys and The Wedding Party, Kemi Adetiba, and her Ghanaian heartthrob, Oscar Himan Aka, tied the knot traditionally on the 23rd of April 2022 in a colorful movie-like scene with the hashtag Undeniably Yours 2022 trending all over social media that day. The wedding had a theme flamboyantly African, which Nigerians and Ghanaians stunningly embraced as they showed in their flamboyant African outfits. Kemi's traditional wedding outfit showed her Ekiti, Efik, and her husband's Ghanaian heritage. Her first outfit was a graceful green lace gown that made many stare. She then wore a second outfit, which was a royal Efik regalia, an indication of her maternal roots in Akwa Ibom. Then came her last outfit, which was a mini kente attire with beadings all over, which matched perfectly with her husband's Ghanaian outfit. Simply stunning. The guests in attendance featured multiple celebrities with the likes of Shola Shobowale, Toke Makinwa, Ebuka Obi Uchendu, Zainab Balogun, Toyin Abraham, Sean Fakwa, Utin Wachuku, Aka Nnani, Tools, Banky W and his wife Adesuwa Etomi, Ini Dimma Okoje, Big Brother Naija past housemates Alex and Pere, amongst many, many others. We wish the newlyweds a happy and a blissful married life.
And Plus TV News now. 27 out of the 32 Rivers lawmakers dump PDP for APC. President Tinubu commissions Zulum's 107 electric gas buses and taxis. War-torn Sudan faces catastrophe as UN runs out of funds. Palestinians starve as Gaza war rages amid fears of exodus into Egypt. Good evening, I am Destiny Momo. This is News Now. Abuja, Lagos, and other major cities in Nigeria have been thrown into darkness following another collapse of the country's national electricity grid. The Transmission Company of Nigeria confirmed these in a statement on Monday, December 11. The nationwide outage occurred in the afternoon, leaving power consumers across the country in total darkness. According to the statement signed by Ndidi Mba, TCN's spokesperson, the restoration of the national power grid is already ongoing. Although Mba said that power supply has already been restored in Abuja and a few other areas, politics now can confirm that the capital city is still in darkness as at the time of writing this report. Meanwhile, 4 persons have been killed by assailants in Gudum village of Mangu local government area of Plateau State. The attack, according to accounts from residents of the village, occurred on Sunday night. However, the intervention of the personnel of Operation Safe Haven following a distress call forced the assailants to flee the scene after killing 4 persons, all of them males. Governor Caleb Mufwang, in a statement by the Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gyang Bear, condemned their attack and directed security agencies to apprehend the perpetrators to face the full wrath of the law. And Amnesty International Nigeria has leveled serious allegations against Nigerian authorities in aftermath of the Kaduna drone attack, where more than 120 civilians lost their lives. Issuing a statement on December 7, Isa Sanusi, director of the rights organization, sharply criticized the military for offering conflicting accounts of the Turumbiri incident. The tragic event resulted in numerous casualties and injuries after drones owned by the Nigerian army misfired. Sanusi condemned the military's contradictory narratives, accusing them of attempting to obfuscate the incident without conducting a thorough investigation or seeking justice for the deceased. He strongly decried the disregard for civilian lives and labeled the increasingly routine deadly airstrikes on civilians as wholly unacceptable. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday in Maiduguri, Borno State capital, commissioned a fleet of 107 gas and electric-powered buses, as well as taxis, in the second phase of Governor Babagana Umar Zulum's Metro Transport Scheme. The scheme is aimed at cushioning the effects of the petrol subsidy removal on the citizens. The commissioning ceremony took place around the Shehu of Borno's palace, but before the event, President Tinubu, accompanied by Zulum, had paid homage to the Shehu Abubakar Gabai Umar Gabai Al-Amin El-Kanemi. President Tinubu was in Maiduguri for this year's Chief of Army Staff annual conference, but he took time to commission Zulum's vehicles after visiting the Shehu. President Bola Tinubu in Maiduguri, Borno State on Monday expressed his condolences once again to the families of the Nigerians who lost their lives in the recent and sand bombing mishap in Tudumbiri, Kaduna State, saying that most of the victims tragically lost their lives while reciting the Shahada as they observed Maulud, a central statement of faith for practicing Muslims. Speaking at the palace of the Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Gabai Al-Amin El-Kanemi, the president pledged that the federal government will continue to do all within its powers to provide support and care to the families of all Nigerians affected by the remnants of insecurity in parts of Borno State.
I've listened to your request. My purpose is to condole the entire country through the army on the loss of life in Kaduna. Is tragic. But as people of faith and the people who believe in this country, but importantly, faith. Death through Maulud Nabi and the separation of God, the Shahada. We must take this as a tragic event decided by God. Otherwise, it won't happen. It's all about our country. It's my responsibility as a commander-in-chief to encourage and motivate our military men who has been asked to be forward to give their life for the stability, peace, and prosperity of this country.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has again summoned the Ondo State Deputy Governor, Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olamide Oladiji, and orders for another meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Reports couldn't confirm other parties and stakeholders invited to find a lasting solution to the political logjam occasioned by the continued absence of the governor in the state since his return from medical vacation abroad. Recall that the state party chairman, Adetimehin, the SSG, Princess Odu, son of the governor, Babajide Akeredolu, senators representing Ondo South, Jimoh Ibrahim, Ondo North, Jide Ikpe-Shangba, and Central Districts, Adeniyi Adegbomire, were present at the last meeting held in November. And the crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly took a new turn as 27 members defecting from the ruling People's Democratic Party in the state to the All Progressive Congress. Correspondent gathered that the 27 members led by the Speaker, Right Honorable Martin Amaewhule, announced their defection at the floor of the House during today's sitting after reading the defection letter from the members of the House.
Reading the letter written by the Right Honorable Barrister Dunle Mao, the Deputy Speaker of this House. It reads,